So I'm really unsure about a title on this one, hoping possibly by the time I'm finished, I'll have figured that out. We were out just having some fun. Nice snow-filled mountains. Pretty busy day, it ended up being anyway. It was the first snow after a long dry spell, so the road is quite slick as you'll see here. Just a light tap on the brakes and he slid to the side. I do think he's not aired down. Helps a great deal when you are. That's a rut he's sliding down, obviously. I'm trying to get myself up on the side of it, so I'll stay away from him. So he's explaining there's a Dodge up the road that's stuck, and there's another Jeep up there that helped him. So we'll see some other folks soon, apparently. So about airing down, I don't know. I realize there's quite an expense getting a air compressor and all that stuff, but to air back up. But I tell you, it makes a huge difference. I think I'm running about 15 right here. If it gets real deep, I go down to about 8. And I'm just on standard wheels. I don't have methods or bead locks or anything. So far, I've been successful at 8 pounds. So you saw that truck briefly there for a second, and you're going to see just how long it takes him to creep. He's definitely being very cautious for some reason. And it's actually the Dodge that was stuck. So I don't know if he and the other guy were out wheeling together or if they just happened to cross each other on the road. They both about the same age, youngsters as far as I'm concerned, but anybody younger than me is a youngster. So you'll notice, I don't think he's aired down either, and he's got at least 20 to 24-inch rims, which doesn't leave him a lot of squishy sidewall for airing down anyway. So he's just being super cautious on his way out for good reason. It's a nice truck. Don't want to wreck it unnecessarily. So we're going to head up on the road here as soon as he gets himself a little traction and goes. He's aired down, I think, to about 10, but he's running methods, so he can run lower than I can as far as air pressure is concerned. It's just a beautiful day. I love it when the trees look like they've been coated in powdered sugar. So this road during the summer has a deep rut down it that goes all over the place, crooked, sideways, whatever, from lack of culverts recently. The water runs right on down the middle, deep carving ruts. So here looks like the Jeep. Supposedly they were the one that pulled or got the Dodge unstuck. Now, as you can see, the rut is on the right side of the road. They're kind of parked kitty corner across the road trying to figure out what's going on. Looks like they've got themselves in the icy rut and are unable to move. They're just spinning. So we kind of helped them out for about 15-20 minutes, trying different air pressures, pushing, seeing if we could get them to get traction to get out of where they are, but it's not working. So we're going to move ahead and regroup a little bit. No man left behind on the trails, right? Whether you know them or not. So he's cautiously going to squeeze around. They do have a winch, so they could use us as an anchor point. However, being as slick as it is, it would probably just pull us rather than him getting any traction. So thankfully, in Oregon, there's a lot of trees for anchor points. At least most of Oregon. Now, these guys were prepared. I mean, they had the winch. There they've got traction boards. They're running 40s, but I've never seen a tread pattern like that on a tire before. It's some sort of a mud terrain, which works in the snow, but it's not ideal. I think you're better off with a snow tread, all terrain, something kind of made for this kind of thing, especially when you're on ice. And the skinny pedal doesn't help on ice either. Just makes it worse. Okay, traction bars worked. Whoop. No, maybe not. There we go. Now we're moving. But he's still staying in the ruts. I don't know how much wheeling you guys have done, but he's staying in the ruts kind of like you would if you were in mud ruts. Your truck just does not want to get out of it. Woo! See, it is slick. Snow's coming down hard right now. It doesn't look like it, but it is. So I think we aired them down to about 5 pounds. They've got a compressor. Again, these guys are super equipped. I do think they're probably going to do something about those tires for next time around. I mean, they look cool and all, but the tires definitely is what failed them this time. So I think we've given up on traction boards at this point. They are in a spot, though. I think a light nudge would get them going, but I mean, I don't think even a kinetic rope would be the solution here. They just need to pull themselves up to a spot where they can get out of that ditch. All they want to do is get turned around and head back out. So that's what we're going to try to do. They're thinking once they get up to where their tires are actually gripping up ahead the road, there's a huge place to turn around not too far. So you don't see it here. Obviously, I don't have a rear camera on this one, but we are limbing up a tree and attaching their winch. There's a couple of guys that are totally capable as well. See them up here a lot. Both of these guys have bead locks, huge tires. I think this guy's got 40s. Another thing you can't see here, the kid in the white Nissan came ripping back up the road to find out what was going on with the Jeep because he hasn't seen him come down yet. I don't know if all three of these guys knew each other. I think, bottom line, I think the kid in the Nissan was just coming up to make sure that that guy didn't have issues and needed any help either. So very nice of the kid to come up. Again, it was a gorgeous day. Good day to be out, helping some guys, meeting some guys. Lots of footprints on the road here. Oh. Well, that's the kid we first ran into. Hopefully everything's fine. He definitely lost control on that corner. Due to all the footprints, I would say everything's probably fine. But he hit that tree pretty hard. What a bummer. It's a good kid. We're going to pull over real quick and take a look. I think this happened before the guy in the Jeep came down, because the guy in the Jeep really liked this kid too. And someone had left a phone number on there, said, hey, if you need help, give me a call. I mean, we were tempted on hooking up our winches and pulling it at least back onto the road to make it easier, but we just left it where it was. Don't mess with it if you don't have permission. So the inside of the truck looked fine. There was no signs of blood or any of that stuff. I'm sure he was fine. Made for a bad day for him though, and it was a good kid. So I really hate seeing this kind of thing happen to good people. But you gotta know your rig, how it reacts, and if he indeed didn't have lowered air pressure, then once his rig started going, it just went. It's very important to pay attention to air pressures and what your rig is actually capable of. It's a tough lesson to learn, but it's real.